programme in association with the famous Michael Laverty, of course, looking to help develop the next generation of rider. As we wait for the flag to drop for our first race of the day for Mini GP and Junior Supermotos, away they go. We'll try and pick up the splits in there as well for the two race classes as they charge into the first corner. One rider left on the line, everyone else charging into that first corner. Of course, in the Mini GP class, one or two of the Bucci Moto machines in there as well. So off they charge for the first time. Good, clean start. Everyone, apart from that rider that was left on the line, seems to have got away safely. Good, clean start. It looks like Harley McCabe getting a good jump on the field from Ruben Bray. Arnie Carr in there too. Zach Weston and Joel Grieg as they charge through the Simpson straight down towards the paddock corner. Yellow flags on the final corner. Looks like somebody has gone down on the exit of Paddock Bend. We'll try and pick up who that is in a moment, or it may well be the rider in trouble at the start, because the leaders have gone through all as they were on the first lap. Still Harley McCabe that leads the way, just ahead of Ruben Bray. Arnie Carr in third, Joel Grieg fourth, and fifth position is the 35 of Zach Weston, the first of our Junior Supermoto machines. Here's Harley McCabe though, charging down into the S's, and this race, sponsored of course by Ugly & Co, starting to get a bit interesting at the front here as Ruben Bray keeps the pressure on the race leader. Plenty of action throughout the top 10. Harley McCabe just ahead of Ruben Bray, who sets the fastest lap of the race. Here they go into the first corner. Ruben Bray really keeping the pressure on McCabe at the front. And I'm sure that Harley McCabe knows that he's there because he's covering those racing lines very well. Just trying to break away now as they make their way through to the left hand of the Warren that takes us onto the straight run. And this really tight S section, it's a classic left followed by right hairpin, very technical part along the back straight. Don't want to scrub off too much speed going into that corner. Make their way through to Paddock Bend using the curbs, using as much of the circuit as they can. Over the finish line they go. Still Harley McCabe that leads. And McCabe this time setting the fastest lap of the race, 47.143. Ruben Bray in second. Arnie Carr third. Wilson Dilks is on the move, number 85, getting past Joel Grieg. Zach Weston, Payne, Wilkinson and Harvey Lathrop rounding out the top 10. First of our Junior Supermotos is the 35 of Zach Weston. And Joel Grieg getting a shout out from Luke Hutchinson on social media, currently sitting in fifth position as Wilson Dilks still moves through the field. Action at the front here though, with Harley McCabe and Ruben Bray making their way past the tail ender. Down towards the final corner, Paddock Bend they go, and there we see it, that classic right and left section. It's important there to use as much of the curbs as possible. Carr there as well, Wilson Dilks, Joel Grieg. And we just saw the first of our Supermotos going through, the 35 of Zach Weston, Laken Payne, number 41 in there as well. There's the treble 2 of Harvey Lathrop, currently ninth on the track, second of the Junior Supermotos. Cade Watt up to 10th place. And there we see the 477 of Cade Watt on the move, riding one of the Bucci Moto machines. Looks like Brian Hamilton and Lewis Mullen just a little bit further behind. There's number 19 of Hamilton, Mullen just on the tail as they make their way through to the 90-degree left-hander. There's the Warren onto the back straight, the faster part of the circuit coming up. At the front, McCabe pulling away as the rest of the field make their way to the top of the circuit. There's Lathrop round the outside, number 11 now of Lewis Mullen. Going into the S's with Toby Skaman just a little bit further behind. Daniel Stevenson also in there too. At the front of the Junior Supermotos, we still have Zach Weston, the rider, in sixth on your timing screen. Currently leading the JSM140, Harvey Lathrop second, ninth on the track. Third is Toby Skaman, currently in 13th position. from Daniel Stevenson, Bobby King. Those two riders just behind 13th through to 15th, currently battling for position in Junior Supermoto. You see the number 11, looks like Mullen there, just a bit further behind. 57 just having a peek down the inside. This Esses left-hander, it starts quite quick, tightens in on itself. Let me say, it's good line choice is important there, as the riders need to get the exit speed as well. Harley McCabe still your race leader and starting to pull the gap now to 2.6 seconds as we approach the halfway stage of this race. Still looking very competitive in the midfield. Well, they're just bulked by the back markers slightly and opens the line up there. Bobby King, Kobe Garrett a bit further behind. Ryan Hamilton getting a shout out there, currently in 12th position. 5 laps to go in this first race of the day. Mini GP 140 50 riders having their first moto, and at the moment the 134 Toby Skayman has finally got past Daniel Stevenson. Bit of pressure coming up. Still very competitive, just on the edge of the top 10. We've seen the 477 of Cade Watt making his way through. Good, clean first half of the race, as that back on the edge of the top 10 still charging away. Cade Watt up to 9th place as Harley McCabe crossing the line now. In the lead, there's the 12 of Ruben Bray. Just starting to make his way through some of the tail enders. Now with a clear track, the gap goes up to 2.7 seconds between the first two riders. We've got Arnie Carr and Wilson Dilks just a bit further behind. There's the 78, currently 17th position. It's Joshua Williams from Harry Pell, making their way down the back straight. Straight run into the S's. The tight left-hander there is the 25 of Kobe Garrett in there, currently 16th position. So some of the midfield riders having quite a close battle at the moment with 4 laps to go. 8 laps down and the race still charging away. Harley McCabe still your race leader, although Ruben Bray has closed the gap slightly to 1.8 seconds with 3 laps to go. So this first Mini GP and Junior Supermoto race for the day starting to settle down at the front. The top 2 really have broke away. Still we see the number 3 of Joel Grigg in 5th place leading the Junior Supermoto riders. As we look at the 78 of Joshua Williams, still keeping the pressure on. Down the back straight they go. There's the 35 in there as well, Zach Weston going through into the S's. So 3 laps to go. Still plenty of action throughout the field. Some of the midfield runners pretty close as they make their way over the line. 1 or 2 riders falling back, but certainly good line etiquette, you would say, from the riders. The slow riders holding their line, letting the faster riders go through. As we see, just another move down the inside going into centre, that really tight left-hander. So as it stands at the moment, Harley McCabe still your race leader from Ruben Bray, Arnie Carr in 3rd, Wilson Dilks and Joel Grigg rounding out the top 5. Zach Weston in 6th place, still your leader of the Junior Supermoto. And a shout out for Ruben Bray on there as well. He's only 9 years old and this is his 2nd season of racing, so only 2.3 seconds off the race leader. He's doing pretty well at the front. Kobe Garrett a bit further down there getting a shout out as well, currently in 16th position, having a good battle as the riders make their way through onto the last lap. Checkered flag now being readied for our race leader Harley McCabe, in great form, just starting his last lap. Still that battle in the top 10 though, it's pretty close with Arnie Carr, Wilson Dilks, Joel Grigg going through, still leading the Junior Supermotos by quite some margin. Harvey Lathrop in 10th is the 2nd place rider. Cade Watt and Luca Wilkinson a bit further back, rounding up the top 10. There's the 134 of Toby Skayman just going through the S's. 2nd part of the lap. Harley McCabe just crossing the line though and taking the checkered flag from Ruben Bray. It'll be Arnie Carr in third position. Just a bit further back as some of the midfield runners make their way through. There we saw the battle with Toby Skaman and Daniel Stevenson. Skaman bringing it home in 13th, Bobby King in 15th position. Those riders are lapped down but having a fearsome midfield battle. There goes Arnie Carr in third, Wilson Dilks coming through in fourth. Then it's Joel Gree, any moment now, just a few seconds behind. And there's the winner of our Junior Supermoto. That was Zach Weston on the number 3, taking the checkered flag in the Junior Supermoto class. There's Harvey Lathrop second in that class, just behind Cade Watt, one of our mini GP riders. Great to see so many riders on the grid in this youth class. Big numbers for this round here at Red Lodge, drawing to a close. So